My main nemesis is Bane. Basically just a roided out jock with a gas mask, and he straight up broke my back. You could have taken him down with one hand, and with the other hand, he could have just jerked you. Super jerk.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdets NewsStand, and we are going to talk today about Justice League. Now, previously, quite a while ago, I reported about Brian Michael Bendis coming to Justice League, and I had my fair share of concerns. Well, I actually didn't review his first book. I'm like, maybe it is just good luck. No, I feel like I should probably give credit where it is due, and again, prove that the reaction I had initially was wrong. This book is fantastic. I honestly think, and we're going to talk about Justice League 59 and 60. We're also going to talk about the backup stories in both for Justice League Dark. Fantastic stories also, but I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I really am enjoying this book. And in 60, we have a little landing page that they do where it feels like they finally listened. For a long time, I've been saying they need to do the recap like Marvel does. They need to include the characters. And they did both of those things. Awesome. Finally, maybe somebody is listening. So I want to talk about both of them. We'll go through the boring stuff first. Obviously, Justice League is by Brian Michael Bendis. Now, one really awesome thing about this story is the art by David Marquez. Oh my God, it's so good. Even down to, you can see that the coloring is done by Tamara Bonvillain, and it is so well done. They really work great as a team, and you include letters by Josh Reed, the different styles, how he does it. I really enjoy it. Now, Justice League Dark is done by Ram V, and has art by Xermanico. Both really good. Also, if you add in the story of Catwoman, fantastic. His Catwoman and his Swamp Thing are really good. So let's talk about this a little bit. I'm going to fly through it, but we get the idea that they are symbols, and we have Ollie talking. So we're going to see more members into the Justice League. More members mean more heads butting, right? And because of Clark taking off his, mask to the world, he feels like he's become more relatable. People like him. They don't look at him like a symbol. They're more relaxed around him. And I would say maybe this is a little bit of a pat on the back to himself because he wrote the whole, him revealing himself. But we also have Black Adam, who is amazing. He does this whole thing with this little boy, showing him that they both lost people. They really did. And on the same day, and he's very empathetic, and I really enjoy that about him. And when he gets attacked, we have him save the boy or get the boy away from danger. And this is Brutus. This is actually a Naomi villain. Now, we're going to learn more about Brutus, but they go, toe to toe. And they really, Brutus is really tough. He is going toe to toe with Black Adam. He's going to need backup. What are they going to do? So that's why we have people like the Justice League come in, and we have Aquaman actually take him down with a bunch of sharks. He uses a whole shark wall on him. But what they discover here is that Hawkgirl's mace reacts differently to Brutus. Now, what this means, we still don't honestly know yet, but it definitely has some sort of magical reaction. And they need to figure out what exactly is going on. Now, with this, they actually have him kind of disappear. He wasn't prepared for this. Clark tries to go through, it doesn't work. So they need to figure out what's going on and regroup, right? And that's exactly what they do. Clark, though, is seeing the good side of Black Adam and understanding maybe he should just be there with them if they're working towards the same goal, right? So Ollie and basically nobody likes the idea, but they kind of throw it around and they talk a little bit and regroup. Well, when they regroup, they have to talk about the Naomi issue and understand that, where he's from, Brutus, he's from Naomi's world, and they have to figure out that Naomi is the person they need to talk to next. Now, Naomi, she goes on and she tells her friends about her powers, and at the same time, we see Black Adam show up wanting to talk. So he had the same idea in mind that the Justice League had, and he makes it first, right? And she's a little nervous. Well, that opens up on issue 60, where Naomi actually is worried she's being attacked, and her friends stick up with her, and Superman shows up and drags Black Adam away. I love the way Black Adam is drawn in this. He looks fantastic. Everyone does. But we also see Superman show up wanting to know what's going on, introduces them to Naomi, and we see Naomi's a little, nervous. I love this right here. Now, I want you to look at these panels, how well he drew them, because her facial expression just reminds me of a nervous girl, and I really liked how they did that. So back there, they're all trying to figure out what's going on, how she's a big powerhouse, where she's from, what they're going to do, who her bad guy is, and that is Zimbardo. And he comes from her story that was written a while back by Brian Michael Bendis and Brad Walker. Now, we also see them talking about Black Adam and the possibility of him joining the Justice League. I love the idea of adding new characters. It feels like it is well past time that we see some new, and Black Adam is a great addition, especially with the rise in popularity thanks to The Rock. Now they're talking about it, and he says, I don't have super hearing, but I know what they're talking about. And of course, there is going to be an interruption. Now that interruption is going to be Brutus. Even though it is not in the area, Naomi tries to get their attention. Brutus actually goes to Themyscira first. Now, Hippolyta is here, and we see her battle Brutus on Themyscira. We see a little bit of Nubia and some of the other Amazonians, and he actually does an amazing battle. Beautiful art, very anime-esque, right? And right into the sky, into a portal, where they end up in Central City. And that's where Hippolyta actually meets up with the Justice League to find out that Black Adam is there. We see Brutus disappear. He's not ready yet. He is going to retreat. He says nothing to be ashamed of. Beautiful art again. And we see him back out of this. Now, once she figures out Black Adam is there, even though he says she's an impressive warrior, we see Hippolyta take off. Now, there is a weird thing where Naomi asks if there's a thing between them, and I'm like, kind of weird, because in Future State he has a pregnancy with Wonder Woman 1 million, right? So I don't know, a little weird, but you know what? Whatever. So they get together and they talk about everything that's going on and say, who's gonna lead? Naomi, you're the only person that's been there. It makes sense for you to lead. If I was going to Wisconsin, Ollie says, I would take you there. She says, I've only been there for 15 minutes. Well, even so, they want to see if, because she is similar to Brutus and from the same land, if she will interact with the nth metal of Hawkgirl's mace. And of course, she does not. She does feel a lot cooler, but only 14%. Well, we see them actually head back to the Hall of Justice. And we have the Flash making the treadmill to get them through the multiversal barrier. And they actually do all step in. Flash stays behind to kind of look at things. And the way that they go through the different barrier is really cool. How the art is stylized on the page. I really enjoyed the way it looked. It looked fantastic. But unfortunately, when they get there, the only person that actually gets there is Naomi, and that's where we leave off. She is alone. We still have Justice League Dark to talk about. Now, this one's a little bit more complex, I would say, because we're going to open up with Merlin, and that is going to be our big bad that Ram V has been building up towards, and I love it. I love the way Xermanico draws Merlin as an older man. I think it's a really, really beautiful art. But he goes through and we see him looking at demons. We see him going through and getting to the point where he's going for Excalibur. and we're going to get there. We have a woman that is actually guarding it and has been guarding it for quite some time, for the entirety of her life. As he gets there, she's crying. She's so happy to be free. And then we go back to John and Zatanna. John is telling a story as told by Euryphixius, told by a Serapath. Now, he is told that the gift of heaven, the cradle of Magdalena, will be bestowed to aid in the upcoming war. He was originally dismissed, though, but separately back in 1994, a hard rock band sang 8 minutes of an unplanned set, all in an ancient Sumerian. Now, this was translated to say that the Earl of Hell shall bring a weapon to strike down false gods. Prophecies end up coming true, and we will see that. Now, this is him telling the story. We get to see them, and of course, because he is John Constantine, he is very nosy, and they are going to Magdalena. They get off, and of course, Zatanna could have just stabbed him there, but John is actually being romantic for once, and I love it. So they find out that this farmhouse is on fire, and they don't know what's going on. For some reason, Zatanna cannot use her power, so unfortunately, John has to cut his hand, put it on his watch, even though he really liked the watch, and he is able to do that and actually stop time. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting as far as the prophecies. They come true as the angel Ariphel brings a gift from heaven to be bestowed upon the demon Bifrance, who raises it from hell. Now, all of this leads to us getting to see why, and that is because we have the rebirth of Jason Blood, one of the best Justice League Dark characters, and I am excited to see he is actually back. Now, this brings us to the current issue 60, and we will see Merlin actually murder the lady, and then them deciding who is going to be the leader of the Justice League. I really like how there is a great interaction between both the Justice League team and the Justice League Dark. I think it's really smart, and we see that Etrigan is here trying to say he doesn't want to be any part of a team. He just wants to get to Merlin. Well, we actually find out that it is Zatanna who is named the leader of the Justice League Dark, and I think that's pretty much rightfully so. And because of this, we see a little bit of a threat, I guess you could say, and that is from Batman to Etrigan, telling him, she's my friend. She deserves everything. If you do anything to hurt her, I'm Batman. You're going to have to deal with me. So we see a man go into a local library, a local bookshop, and it is actually Merlin. Now, Merlin walking through here is wanting some specific papers, some original manuscripts, and in doing so, he's not a huge fan of these. He just actually wants to use them to bring them to life. Now, in bringing them to life, it is a huge mess, right? Because as you'll see, there's going to be a lot of death and destruction because of this, but we have someone walking through the door, right? And as we have this man walking through the door, I realized right away this story was going to contain two of my favorite Justice League Dark members, and that is Rory Regan, and he is trying to check on his friend who is the owner of the bookshop, only to realize the stories have came to life, and we actually see the disembowelment of him, and Rory, of course, goes, and we have, at the end of the first one, Jason Blood, and now we have Ragman. Fantastic. Like, these stories, I went through them very quick, but only because I wanted to tell the story that was behind them. I am enjoying this book more than I'm enjoying Detective Comics. I'm enjoying it more than I'm enjoying Batman. I really like the story that's being told. Again, that's me being judgmental initially, only to find out that I love the story. So let me know, of course, what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.